Hi, welcome to Popshap. I'm going to demonstrate a plug-and-play installation of the device as a standalone off the network, and the features and the application settings you can change with basically a mouse, a dongle, and power. So I'm going to hook up the power to the bottom of the base. The bottom of the base has a RJ45. That's for if you want to put it on the network. The device will flush a few times. You'll see that it's going to load up. It's going to take about 20 seconds for Android to come up. In the meantime, I'm going to take the dongle USB, connect it right here on the there are two USB inputs, and then once the device is up and running, the way we know that it's actually on, it's going to create the template, but it's not on until the actual screen will flash. And that's when it's going to start identifying, face recognition, and the camera comes on. The sensor will do the same. So once it's on, the indicator is very obvious. You'll see, you're going to see the light comes on, and the unit right now is, even with the side view, is actually measuring my temperature. So it's very responsive, it's very fast. As far as settings, once the USB is connected, to get out from the application mode and to Android, in case you wanted to connect it to your Wi-Fi or play with the Android settings, all you have to do is move the mouse down, and from the bottom of the screen drag it up a little bit while holding the left click, and the menu for Android is going to come up. The round icon is where you're going to get out to Android. And from here, for those of you who know Android, you know you can set up the Wi-Fi. If you don't do anything, it's going to pop out back to the application, but I'll do that again. For those of you who know Android, you pretty much, it's very straightforward. It's a 7.1 Android operating system. I'm going to click on settings. I'm already connected to my Wi-Fi, but you connect to your Wi-Fi. You can connect Bluetooth devices such as speaker. So when the alarm goes on, it can go to a third-party speaker device, and then it has all the settings for Android. To get out of this mode, I'm going to right-click one time, and then I'm going to go, there's an error right here. Now, if I don't do anything, it's going to go back to the application, but if I want to force the application, I'm going to click on the arrow right here, and that's going to open all my applications. I'm going to double-click the MIPS program, and I'm going to go back to the application. What you see here is once it's connected to my network, I have a local IP. I have the MAC ID for the device, which, by the way, when we ship it out, it serves as a serial number for the unit. You want to be on version 2.3.0.3. That's the latest network version. And then you show it shows how many pictures the device has taken and things like that. You can set your company name from settings, which I'll show next. So to get into the settings, you're going to hit the middle button right here. A password prompt is going to come up. You don't need a keyboard or anything because the onboard keyboard is going to pop up. The default password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I recommend on first attempt to change that password. So that could be done from the application settings. The login management, once you're connected, if you want to set up on a network, you will have to hit the login management, click login, and then put the server, the network device IP, and essentially that's going to connect you to your host computer. I'm going to go back now, and I'll show the application settings. Again, we're sending a full manual, but this is a preview of some of the settings you can change yourself without connecting it to any network or any external device. So you can change the name of the device. You can go to body temperature settings. Okay, you can turn the sensor off. If you're in a cold environment or a hot environment, you can offset and compensate on the environment by selecting one of these and put a 0.3 added to the margin error. The threshold temperature, Fahrenheit, Celsius, centigrade. You can set the alarm and the mass detection on or off. The alarm on or off, that's an option. The stranger mode and the stranger record. So if you not want to capture any records and treat everyone as stranger, essentially, these are the settings for that. I'm going to go back to the main screen. There's volume settings, startup settings, feel free. The manual will basically walk you through the process of all the other settings on the system. I've just demonstrated the most important settings. The second thing in the main menu, which I'll go back to in a second, let me log in again, is the pass record. So again, if you're not using this on a network, the pass record is right here. These are the records that the machine kept. So as you can see right now, there are no records. I can go back in the date and I'll see if there's anything from the first on this unit. Let me do that. And then I click OK. And I'll do inquiry. So it shows me no records because it's a new system that got set up. Let me see, maybe on the first. And inquire. Okay, so there's no records on this one, but had you had records on the next video, we're going to show how to export the records with another USB flash drive. Back to the main screen here, there's a phase data entry. So essentially by clicking on that, I can log myself into the system. The camera will come on. I'll click on collection, and now my image is saved. You can put a keyboard if it doesn't come up. Put your ID, your worker ID, your first and last name, female and male, and save that those settings. I'm not going to save it because I'm already in the system. Now the last thing I'm going to show on the device is the
normal temperature
right here. So the last thing I'm going to show is the phase database. So as you start adding people to the system, there's a tab right here called phase database. We have one person that we enter into the system. You can see his record. So if he would come into the system, you would see his pass fail attempts as well. It's very basic. That's it was meant to be set as a standalone or network environment. Today's demonstration was to show how plug and play. You can just roll it, put it in your business, and start using it as soon as possible. As always, feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Thank you so much.